Chapter 86, Killing of the Foundation Establishment. Sword cultivator passes through, elders arrive. You are the third prince. Prefect Liang pondered for a while, calling to mind Lin Shihuang's visage, and solemnly said he hadn't forgotten. Third Prince Lin Shihuang, for committing treason, abetting his accomplices, accordingly receiving the harshest punishment. Each one was a capital offense punishable by decapitation. The emperor wants your head, but you have joined the Dragon Sparrow sect. Seeing his demeanor, Prefect Liang knew that the current Lin Shihuang was not someone he could apprehend. Are you implying, Prefect Liang, that you want to arrest me? Lin Shihuang saw these lackeys of the despot on the dragon throne, and without any good impression of them, he retorted despondently. Prefect Liang shook his head. Enough. You wish to save this city's common folk, and I am to restrain you for doing so. How is that right? I may be an official, but I am not a rigid thinking person. While you are saying all of this, you might want to look at the sky. Han Yi gestured towards the large mass of demonic clouds surging in the firmament, speaking with a somewhat grave expression. The demonic clouds rolled towards them, converging at their location, strands of blood-colored lines intricately intertwined. Is it too late to leave now? Lin Shihuang couldn't help but ask. Probably too late. Han Yi shook his head. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Rosov armored soldiers poured out swiftly from the city lord mansion to protect the mansion. Quick, inform the city lord. Demon cultivators are invading the city. The lead commander shouted so. The next second, a blood-colored thread pierced the commander's chest. Pooh. Kaya sound, a lot of fresh blood spurted out. The commander's fierceness in his eyes turned to disbelief, and he slowly fell down. The surrounding soldiers, after seeing this scene, were all terrified. Many demon cultivators descended from the sky, with the disciples behind Han Yi moving forward to fight. Sir, retreat! Thescaler protected Prefect Liang and ran toward the mansion. Han Yi and disciples like Wang Daniu all took out their magical treasures, ready to confront the enemies. Whoosh! Adamon cultivator flew out from the demonic cloud, landed on the commander's body, and started to absorb his fresh blood to enhance his own cultivation. The body immediately shrank and withered. The aura was very powerful, undoubtedly a Foundation Establishment realm demon cultivator. Profound Thunderblade. Hanya took a deep breath. A large blade appeared in his hand, true ki infused into his legs, transformed into a residual image, and shot towards this crouching demon cultivator. The demon cultivator heard the strong wind and thunder behind him, was well prepared, and suddenly turned to block the blade. They came prepared this time and couldn't afford to be careless. These few sect disciples in front of him, they had no fear of. Clang! A sound of metal clashing echoed in the air as the demon cultivator deflected the thunder blade with his sharp iron claw. Then, a large force came from his arm, followed by a blue electric arc erupting explosively, the lightning hitting him directly. Bang! With a muffled sound, the demon cultivator was blasted and flew back due to this huge force. His body demolished the buildings on the street as he went. He cracked the ground into a spider web pattern of cracks and finally embedded itself in a stone wall. Before he could respond, Han Yi had already arrived in front of him with his Profound Thunder Blade. Without any hesitation, a blade slashed down. A red line appeared on the neck of the demon cultivator. The entire process was smooth and flowing, occupying only a single breath's time. This Foundation Establishment realm demon cultivator looked at this robust and unfamiliar young man with some confusion and bewilderment in his mind. He didn't have time to unravel it before his consciousness slipped away. Han Yi deftly rummaged through his body, finding a storage ring, and pocketed it. He felt that this demon cultivator was not as strong as the Foundation Establishment realm demon cultivator he had encountered a year ago. Perhaps it was because his own cultivation had improved. The current him had already condensed a ki C and would soon advance to the Foundation Establishment stage. In the face of ordinary Foundation Establishment cultivators, he really didn't feel much pressure. But he found that this demon cultivator didn't seem to be a disciple of the Ghoul sect. The opponent was a blood refinement-based demon cultivator, which was clearly incompatible with the Ghoul sect. Not just the ghoul sect? What's going on? That's what Han Yi was wondering. The void was surging with demon qi, with flowing rivers of blood in the black sky, constantly churning. Most of the people in Hongzhou Prefecture had shut their doors tightly, hiding indoors, shivering with fear. The once bustling alleyways were now filled with menacing ghosts, baring their teeth and claws. Streets were lined with grotesque walking corpses carrying a black palanquin, slowly advancing. It was a scene of haunting spirits and carrying coffins at night. Eerie and mournful cries echoed, and numerous demons were clearing the way ahead, seemingly endless. These were all created by demon cultivators, treated like slaves and servants. Many cultivators with nefarious intentions indeed tame such demons and vengeful spirits as their minions, using them as their murder weapons. This practice is in violation of nature, despised by the righteous, and hunted down by the immortal gate. In an instant, 8 towering walking corpses appeared before Han Yi, carrying a black palanquin, flying from the central street, trotting through the air. These walking corpses had a dark complexion, their bodies comparable to refined steel, radiating magic power. In the black palanquin sat an old Taoist in black robe, with black whiskers at his temples, holding a whisk, his expression extremely cold. Han Yi knew the owner of this palanquin must be a powerful demon cultivator, the culprit behind the murder of the intersect disciple. "Senior brother, let's retreat first," several disciples from the pure Yang Peak, after slaying the ghosts in front of them, shouted at Han Yi. Han Yi didn't believe he was capable of taking on the opponent. He felt that the Taoist in the palanquin might be even stronger than a golden core cultivator. However, if he ran away directly at this point, he would likely be pursued relentlessly by the opponent, so he needed to create some confusion. "Humph! The elder disciple of my Dragon Sparrow sect will arrive soon. You all will be trapped like turtles in a jar, with no escape." Facing the multitude of walking corpses and fierce ghosts, Han Yi showed no fear, but burst into laughter. His face showed no hesitation as he transmitted his voice towards the direction of the palanquin. "Hand over the demon chart." But the opposition remained unmoved. The old Taoist's voice was hoarse. He waved his whisk slightly and dozens of light trails appeared on the street, and his 10 imposing walking corpses stood in front of him, their ki fluctuating around the ki C realm. They were all live cultivators once, but after death, they were refined into walking corpses for battle. Why didn't my lie work, or was it that he wasn't scared at all? Han Yi was perplexed. His bewitching hearsay attribute didn't have the effect he anticipated. Why doesn't he believe? He immediately turned and ran, with more than a dozen light trails chasing him from behind, and the walking corpses killed towards him. Whoosh! 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 Suddenly, the sound of breaking air echoed above the sky. Sword-humming noises came from the sky. Han Yi looked up to see countless light trails flying through the sky, forming multiple beams. Examining closely, they were figures of people riding on flying swords. The rolling sword ki came sweeping in, resembling ominous black clouds. Even Prefect Liang of the City Lord Mansion, Wang Daniu, Lin Shihuang, and others engaged in the battle were taken aback by this spectacle. Lin Shihuang looked at the sword shadows filling the sky and exclaimed, "It's them, the elders. I didn't expect they actually camel." In the blink, a solemn-faced true inheritor in a white robe descended from the void. His eyes remained calm as he sword-slashed down a golden core demon cultivator. The demon cultivator could not dodge and was directly shattered, together with the golden core, leaving a huge crack in the ground. At a distance, many civilians and passing cultivators who were hiding in their homes were astoundingly surprised at the sight of the figures in the sky. So many immortals! So many immortals! Those Gammon people who weren't aware of the differences among the cultivators, seeing the flying figures, kept exclaiming immortals over and over again. This dense crowd, not to mention tens of thousands, likely numbered in the thousands. It could be said that many people had never seen such a grand spectacle in their lives, seeing hundreds, perhaps thousands, of sword-riding immortals above their heads. Soaring through the sky was much like a swarm of locusts passing over the land. Only then did Han Yi understand, so I didn't lie, the elders really did come.